Hey guys, Drifter here. Now that the Black Ops 3 beta is over and everybody on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC got a chance to play because it went open on all platforms, we have all played the game. We all know a ton about it. I don't really need to do any more breakdowns, but I would like to talk about the things that need to be fixed because while I think that there are a ton of good things about Black Ops 3, the overall direction of the game is good, it's fun to play, and it's getting a lot of love in and out of community. There are problems with the game that presented themselves in the beta, and Treyarch has been very forward and forthcoming about being willing to change things that the community wants and balancing on their end, and some of these things are already being worked on, but some of these things are very, very bad, and they need to be fixed before Black Ops 3 comes out because I want it to be a fantastic game. I want these things fixed to make Black Ops 3 better so that we all have a better time playing it, and I'm going to start off with number one today, and that's black hats. I caught a lot of flack, was one of the first guys to make a black hat video, but a lot of people did it. But black hats are simply too strong. Tactical should not defeat high tier kill streaks, or really, they shouldn't steal them. So if you think about it, you're using some of your pick 10 slots for equipment that is essentially anti-kill streak, and taking down these things with black hats wouldn't be that different than locking onto them and blowing them up with a rocket launcher. As a matter of fact, the rocket launcher is even more point efficient. However, they steal the streaks. Call in a UAV, get the UAV stolen and turned against you. Call in a counter UAV, guess what? You're immediately going to get countered UAV'd because somebody's going to steal it with the black hat, or they're going to steal your hater, or if you work your way up to get something really awesome like a Wraith or a GI unit, they can steal that and turn that away from you. And I think that stealing it makes these things too powerful. I think that it would be a better fix to maybe just disable the streaks or to have a much higher hacking time or something like that. And I know that Treyarch is already working on this one. This is one of the things that needs to be fixed, but it is a big deal because it kind of punishes players that do well. It's like, oh, you do well, get this awesome streak, have it be turned against you. Sucks for you, deal with it, black hats, lol. That needs to be worked on. That's not particularly fun. And I also think that the stun grenades are super strong. Get stunned? Guess what? You're dead. Tac mask just went way up in value. Invest everything you have in tac mask. Tac mask stocks are selling like mad because it's the only thing that protects you from getting insta-dead from stun. We kind of had this problem in AW with stuns everywhere and your screen was constantly shaking and bouncing, and it's good to have, you know, tactical weapons that are powerful. It's good to have them actually be tactical and useful, but in this case they were quite strong. A lot of people didn't like it. I think that this would be worth looking into and rebalancing, and there's a lot of different ways you can fix it. You can take the strength down, you can take the radius down, you can take the effective strength over the radius down, you can do lots of different things with it, but it could use to be looked into. Another thing, and I think this is very important, is that sniping is too hard. Sniping has a new aim mechanic, or matter of fact, Black Ops 3 in general has a new aim mechanic, such that you get higher sensitivity when you aim down sights, and I think that this is a good thing. This allows you to track targets easier once you've ADS. The ACOG and recon sights are more useful. It does make sniping a little bit more difficult, but when you get too used to it, it's okay. But what really kind of messed us up here is we don't have auto-aim on snipers anymore, and by that I mean none, and it seems that the new aim mechanic has even been increased since the last time I used it. Like, it seems like it's been ramped up on sniper rifles to be even more sensitive. They have very slow aim down sights time, something probably like 400 or 500 milliseconds, and all of this one-shot sniper rifles, for that matter, really the Locust, the one that we got to use, all have slow fire rates. So we have a weapon that has a hypersensitive new aim mechanic, no auto aim, slow aim down sights time, and slow fire rate. How is that useful? It's so incredibly difficult to use. Yes, I know that people can use it. Yes, I know that people snipe, cross-meta montage, Pomage gets clips. People are able to do this, but it's incredibly hard. I consider myself to be like more of a casual Call of Duty player, but I also use a lot of weapons. I can pick up and use almost any gun in any COD game. I did not like sniping in Black Ops 3. I tried to actively avoid it. I did better with a knife or with fists than with an actual sniper rifle because they're so incredibly hard to use. There is no reason to use a sniper rifle than any other weapon in the game. Any submachine gun, any assault rifle, LMG will probably outperform you. And in my opinion, I think the M8A7 is probably the best sniper rifle in the game because regardless of the distance or if I was head glitching or not, I would lose a fight to the M8A7 if I was sniping because sniping was incredibly hard. That needs to be made easier. I don't know exactly what to do with it. I'm praying that Treyarch is listening right now, but something needs to be looked into because it's too hard and it's going to turn off a lot of casual players. Next up, there's an issue that I didn't know that I had until I went back and edited my footage, and I read about it a little bit on Reddit, and it finally clicked as to what I was doing. The specialists all look identical regardless of what team you're on, and it sometimes makes it very hard to spot enemies. Yeah, like I know enemies have the big red name over their head and you're supposed to kind of know who they are, like if they're shooting at you or their teammates or where they're looking or whatever, but they all had the same skin, the same model, the same body. They didn't change colors or sides or anything on the other team. It was just like exactly the same. So when I went back and looked at all my Black Ops 3 footage, a lot of times I just ran past enemies because they looked like teammates, and also because of their kind of light grayish color, almost like a future camo. And yeah, I know they're supposed to be like a little bit camouflaged and tactical. They blend into the backgrounds fairly well, and I found them to be more difficult to spot than they should be. And again, I walked past them frequently, either assuming they were an enemy or just because they were part of a background. And I wasn't the only person with this problem. I know that a lot of people on Reddit had a pretty similar problem with it. That definitely needs to be looked into. I know there are going to be some changes with it because I know that more specialists are coming and there's going to be more customization on your specialist, but it still should change their clothing, their look, something to indicate that they're on the other team, because really it looks kind of like a teammate that's just running the I forget whatever it is in Black Ops 3, the perk where you don't get the red name above your head. That's really what it looks like to me. A popular problem that lots of people talk about is the flinch, and I do feel that the flinch is causing some problems. Now, some of this is obviously because we've all played with toughness for, what, like 3 or 4 years now? Black Ops 2 had toughness, I ran it on pretty much every class. Ghost had a version of toughness, I ran it on every class. Advanced Warfare had toughness, I ran it on every class. Now in Black Ops 3, there is no toughness, so flinch returns. I don't have it on every class, I have to deal with it. It's frustrating, it's new, it's alienating, and it's hard, and I understand that. But even taking that into perspective, that it is going to be new and it's going to be hard, it still felt really difficult to deal with the flinch, and it's mostly because some guns cause more flinch than others, and I'm going to point to the Man of War on this one. Unless Treyarch has changed it, to the best that I remember, the gun damage and angle which you are shot determines how much you flinch. So high damage weapons like the Man of War or a sniper rifle or an M8 or one of the pistols even can cause a whole ton of flinch in one shot, and it can cause you to kick your gun to kick up and you're going to completely miss right in the middle of a gunfight. And when you mix this in with lag and hit detection issues, it can get even worse. You can put like 3 or 4 bullets on somebody and they're going to hit you once, your camera goes to the sky, and by the time that you've kind of recovered from this weird lag issue, you're already dead and there's nothing you can do about it. Really, really frustrating. It's good that we don't have toughness, because toughness is a crutch perk, and crutch perks causes us to waste some of our pick 10 points and causes overall less, class variety, because, good class variety is good for the game, but this is a problem. It's a little bit too much. The lag is making it too much. It can get very, very frustrating, not just for me, but for a lot of other players as well. Up next, and this kind of ties into that, the Xbox One version had serious lag and hit detection issues that I did not experience on PlayStation 4. I don't know what the difference is. I know that PlayStation 4 had server updates in the middle of the beta, and so did Xbox One, also had server updates in the middle of the beta, and I'll say that PS4 played better after that and Xbox One played better after that, but Xbox One across the board had more lag and more hit detection problems than PlayStation 4, and it was noticeably different. Like on PS4, I felt like I died pretty fast, and I could melt people pretty good. It felt kind of like AW Ghost-ish, not all the way of course, but a little bit. On Xbox One, it felt identical to Black Ops 2, man. I would just hose people, I'd just put like 10 bullets in them, about 4 or 5 of them would hit, I'd have delay issues, and I have no idea what caused this problem, but it was there and it was very noticeable. When it comes to the PC, I'll say the PC in one word: it was unoptimized. I had a difficult time running it on my system. Many other people also had a difficult time running it on their system, and we had the weird mouse issue, like mouse stuttering. We had input delay on the mouse, and we had mouse stuttering, and we had stuttering in gunfights. All of these things are completely unacceptable for first-person shooters. I know that the final drivers were not in, it was not optimized, it wasn't finished, there's a long way to go, but those were scary things. A game that stutters when you get in gunfights is not bad, or a game that isn't really that graphically demanding. Running that poorly on really beast PCs is a big problem. Level Cap said this best too, is that there's some weapons that aren't really balanced well for PC, kind of like the Annihilator. The Annihilator is supposed to be hard to use on console because you don't have auto aim on it. You have to really aim that and kind of earn that kill. On PC, there's no auto aim on anything ever, so that's just like easy mode. Just go around really annihilating people and blowing them up. Very, very easy. PC needs a little bit more love. I would like to say that my PlayStation version ran flawlessly though. Oh my god. PlayStation version of this game, definitely the way to go. Ran so much better. Moving on, Rejack is an annoying ability. It really is quite annoying. It's much better now that it's nerfed. It was super annoying before the nerf because you got to keep your streaks and all that kind of stuff. But Treyarch in general needs to be really careful with specialist abilities like this because Rejack is too close to last stand or final stand, which we don't want. And even though it might not be the most powerful, no, it's not the Annihilator or the War Machine that blows things up. No, you don't go invisible or warp backwards in time, but it just, the way it feels and the way it plays is incredibly annoying. Imagine this, imagine you turn a corner and there's a guy head glitching, you have to challenge him, so you hose really fast, and you have awesome aim, so you beat this guy head glitching, and you see him go down, but then you see a little dot behind you on the radar, and you turn and you kill the guy behind you. You've made an awesome play. You've killed a head glitcher and you've turned on the guy behind you, but what you weren't able to notice is that the head glitcher guy had Rejack on, and when you killed him and turned around to pick up his teammate, he immediately Rejack, popped back up, and you're dead. Or if you're fighting somebody with Rejack and you use your last bullet to kill them, you go back to reloading, they pop back up, you're dead. You're fighting a person with Rejack and almost anything happens where you're not perfectly prepared to kill two people or you have some time to kill, you're going to die. And you're going to die, but the thing about it is, it's not that it's the worst that you died or that ability is so strong, it's just super, super annoying. It's really, really, really annoying, and nobody likes it. So this needs to be looked into, and if there's anything else like that, it definitely needs to go. Which lets me transition into the next section of this video about specialists. Some of the special abilities and weapons need to be nerfed or buffed. Overall, I was pretty happy with the specialist balance. They were not nearly as OP as I thought they were going to be, or as annoying as I thought they were going to be. They played pretty well, but there are some of them that don't fit kind of like the rest. And I'm going to start with the special weapon category, and it seems like the special weapon was designed to be powerful, but require skill to use. Like, they were really awesome, they could do cool stuff, but each one kind of had a little quirk or a niche where you had to have some kind of skill or mastery, like the Sparrow. It's a charge and hold projectile arrow. It shoots really fast once you've got it charged, but until then it's like a lobbing projectile. So you have to pull, charge, be accurate, let go, or do it kind of quick and calculate the arc. There was skill to that one. The Tempest, for example, is a charge and shoot electricity or laser gun or whatever you want to call it, but there's a skill to it because it shoots significantly after you pull the trigger. You pull the trigger and then it charge, shoot. So you have to be able to predict where your enemies are going to be in order to hit them, and there's a skill to that. Ruin has a big AoE ground slam, but you have to be close to people. Like, you have to be kind of in melee-ish or shotgun-ish range to do the ground slam. It's very loud, very bright, has visual cues, people can kill you in midair. There's something tactical about setting yourself up to ground slam. There's skill in that, and same thing with the Ripper, which is much better after the buff, but you have to chain melees. The Ripper takes skill because people can cut you down easily, but some are just too easy. I'm going to pick on the Annihilator here first. Even though it has no auto aim on consoles, and that's supposed to be what's hard about it, it's still very easy to use. The minute you pull the trigger, bam, insta-kill bullet comes out. The next one loads up pretty quickly. There's not a lot of delay. There's no charge delay. There's no wonkiness to aim. There's no recoil. There's no noticeable sway on the iron sights or range to it. You can shoot down streaks with it. It's very easy to use on console even without auto aim. The Scythe is also incredibly strong right now. It nukes people pretty quickly, and I think the idea behind the Scythe was that you were supposed to have a movement speed penalty when you're using it, so you couldn't like move around really fast, and it's also very audible. Like, you can hear that thing coming from the other side of the map. You know somebody's got a Scythe, so that's a bad thing. But it's too easy to use. The movement penalty isn't very much. It's easy to chain kills together. People can't challenge you as much with it. That one's fairly easy to use. And the War Machine already got a small nerf, and that one isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So like the first couple days of the beta, everybody was rocking it. I was getting really annoyed at getting blown up with grenades. Kind of reminded me of being noob tube. When they got nerfed a little bit, it's not as bad, but it can be bad when whole teams run it. So I played a game on domination. All 6 of the enemy teammates were all running War Machine. of the enemy guys, they all they all called it in at the beginning of the second round, and they spammed their war machines all over the map. Everything blew up instantly. We couldn't capture our spawn point. We were dead, and that was terrible. That needs to be looked into. You can do this with the Sparrow, but it's much, much harder to do. Next up, we're going to be talking about perks. It's going to be a slightly shorter section. Fast Hands is still kind of a crutch perk because it's very important to be able to swap to your secondary weapon fast, and it's even more important to recover from sprinting faster, especially after a wall run or a slide or something like that. Fast Hands, or what used to be Dexterity, is not nearly as effective or as crutchy as it used to be, but it's still kind of crutchy, and I saw almost everybody running this. I ran it on almost all of my classes. Maybe it should be a bit less strong. Ghost is too weak. It's so way too weak. I mean, I think the idea in making it weaker was to cut back on campers, because people could kind of sprint and kind of walk around and keep it going in Black Ops 2. But here in Black Ops 3, you have to be sprinting to stay off the radar. If you don't have gung-ho, that means that when you reload, even if you're walking when you reload, you show up on the radar. If you get shot and you need to take cover for just a couple of seconds to recover health before you rush right back out into combat, you show up on radar. Swimming, radar, I think it does it wall running. You show up on the radar for so many things. You pretty much have to be sprinting full speed the entire time to make the best use of Ghost, and I think that's just a little bit too extreme. And I think that anti-up is useless. You start with 75 points toward your next kill streak, which depending on the mode is like 1 kill or a couple of assists. It's not quite like Hardline, which we have more like for combat focus now, but it's not very useful. It needs to be stronger, it needs to do something else. I found it to be pretty useless and I didn't use it very often. Moving on, let's talk about kill streaks. I think the kill streaks in this game are very good. Almost all of them are very balanced. There's some counterplay to it. They're quite fun, actually. Even the Dart, which is a really good remake of the little death annoying drone that would beep 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 and then you blow up. But the Hellstorm missile is pretty insane. This was by far and wide the biggest and best kill streak. You have a very tiny warning window before the Hellstorm just comes in and blows up you and your teammates. You can boost in faster. When you split the Hellstorm into smaller missiles, as far as I can tell, they're auto-tracking missiles that they like try to track you and smash you instead of being dumbfire like Black Ops 2. It's very hard to dodge or counter. Most of the time when I hear incoming enemy Hellstorm, I do not have time to take cover. I just get blown up like instantly. You can't hack it, you can't shoot it down, you can't survive. It pretty much makes you insta-dead every single time. Way too strong. Moving on down, there are some problems with spawns. Now this is something I talked a lot about in the alpha before the game came out, that they were quite good. And this is also the difference between playing at Treyarch with all YouTubers who play all the time, guys that don't camp, don't spawn flip, know how to spawn trap, control, and this kind of thing, versus randoms online that do all kinds of crazy stuff. Spawns in objective modes are not good. Period. They're not good. I got spawn killed a lot. I spawned looking at people. I spawned into grenades, into scythes, into kill streaks. It is very easy to spawn kill in objective modes. It's very easy to spawn trap and dom. Safeguard, I know, is a beta mode, very easy to do. A little bit harder to do in hardpoint, but the objective mode spawns definitely need more work because they were very rough. And I think that fixing these things is going to make Black Ops 3 a better game. I'm not doing this, this is like not a big complaining hate video like, ooh man, I hate Black Ops, it's so bad. No, the game's actually quite good, but these are things that I want fixed. So even though this is things that I want fixed, I'm going to take a little section at the end and talk about some good things, do a little uplifting here. While the objective spawns were bad, TDM spawns were on point. Very good. I'd give them 10 out of 10 as a normal guy. If I worked at IGN, of course, it would be 15 out of 10. TDM played great, no issues there. Another big thing that I think is very good, Treyarch has been super active in the community. They have official people on Reddit taking feedback. They're on Twitter taking feedback. They patched each version got at least one patch. I think PlayStation got 2 patches, PC got a patch, and Xbox One got a patch. This is a beta. We're patching the beta, so that's very good. And they're taking community feedback and suggestions. Like they're nerfing guns that people complain about. They're buffing weak stuff, fixing Rejack. All of this is very good. I'd like to say that the map design is very good. Each map did its job very well. We had our routes. We had fun wall run routes. You could run around the entire outside of evac, which was really good. It was really well built around the new movement, the wall run, the boosting, the thrust, and all that kind of stuff. All that worked well. The water was more fun than I thought it was going to be in the public environment. I thought people were going to avoid the water. I had a lot of fun doing water combat, just fighting water all the time. The wall bangs are set up pretty well. A lot of people complain about paper maps. I think it's better than having like invincible bananas. But the maps are very good. They're visually pleasing too. They look nice. They have a good feel to them. Gun balance as a whole has also been very good. Almost all of the guns in the beta were viable. We had very few bad guns, and only one or two close to OP weapons, such as the Razorback and the M8A7, and those already got nerfed in beta. So our balance is really, really good here. Pretty much anything I picked up off the ground I was comfortable with using. Everything felt good. Happy with that. Pick 10 is back. I think that's great. I know there's a few people out there that don't like Pick 10. I really like Pick 10. The colors and aesthetics are great. The art style is good. It matches what's going on. It complements the graphical capabilities of the consoles quite well, and I like that. And the graphics on the PlayStation 4 were very good. Like, I think the PlayStation 4 was the best looking version. I know I didn't have the greatest PC, but okay, you know, PlayStation 4 looked really, really good. The other ones struggled a little bit. And Specialist ended up working well as a whole. There were definite issues with Specialist, but as a whole, it played better in the public environment than I thought it would. The game types are fun. They're well balanced, remade. I like the no timer and Dom, the taking sides, hardpoint works. Safeguard, while definitely broken right now, shows a lot of promise. Uplink played really, really well with the Black Ops 3 movement. Really did. Worked well with the Specialist too, because you can speed boost and glitch with the ball and all kind of things like that. Game modes are on point. There were no true crutch perks, and there was a lot of variety and strategy in perk loadouts. I know I did complain a little bit about fast hands, but that wasn't 100% essential, and some people did without it. There were a lot of people making weird classes and trying strange strategies, and that's a good thing. We have real ping numbers in the menu. That's good. Paint Shop is dope. I don't know of a better word to describe Paint Shop other than dope, and it is really, really fun. Like, some people spent their entire time in Paint Shop just making emblems. It was good stuff. I think that should be in like every shooter game ever. We have tons and tons and tons of small options and Easter eggs that are making the game good. But that's kind of it for the video. I wanted to throw some positivity at you. Those are the things that I think are good about Black Ops 3 and the things that I think need to be fixed. If you enjoyed this video, if you agree with me in any way, be sure to share it on Twitter, Facebook, show your friends. Don't spam Vaughn. He gets spam all day, any day. And of course, if you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drifter out.